Welcome you to St James's Park, where we really do have the North East's own private cup final tonight. And what an atmosphere it has created. Never have the stakes been so high that in this, the 112th league meeting between these giants, which will determine who goes forth to Wembley to contest the final of the playoffs for a place in Division 1 next season. Just 3 days ago, they battled to a goalless draw in the first leg at Roker Park. It was a tense, committed, intimidating clash which produced one sending off and 6 bookings. The hero of the hour, though, was goalkeeper John Burridge, who kept his goal intact with a brilliant last-minute penalty save. Manager Jim Smith makes just one alteration to his starting line this evening. Darren Bradshaw coming in for right-back Ray Ranson, who pulled a hamstring in the first half of Sunday's epic. Well, of course, Sunderland too are forced to make a change, and manager Dennis Smith opts for 19-year-old Warren Hawke to replace Paul Hardiman, who is suspended following his dismissal in stoppage time in that first game. The Rokerites were naturally disappointed not to establish a lead from their home leg, but they managed to stop Newcastle scoring, which is important when away goals count double in the event of a tie. The referee, no stranger to football in this part of the world. It's George Courtney from Spennymoor, one of the most experienced officials on the league list. And the linesman with the yellow trim on his flag is Jim Cowley, and Steve Loudon has the red trim.
Ladies and gentlemen, our match referee is George Courtney.
So the cheers reach a crescendo. It's Newcastle United to get this most vital game underway. They're kicking from right to left in the black and white stripes. Sunderland in their change strip of blue and white. Two of the league's great goal scorers on view tonight. Mick Quinn, of course, 36 goals for Newcastle this season, and Marco Gabardini for Sunderland, wearing the number 10 shirt. He's netted 25. And the first free kick of the match in less than 45 seconds goes to Sunderland. Both managers were hoping to take some of the heat out of this competition before tonight's kick-off. The man injured is John McPhail, 33-year-old, one of the most experienced players in the Sunderland side. Started playing in local football with St Columbus up in his native Dundee, and it was Dundee who spotted his talent and brought him into the professional game. Then moved south to sign for Sheffield United. Had a spell with York City and Bristol City before arriving at Roker Park at a bargain price of just £23,000. So a little stoppage there. And a free kick to Sunderland. Short to Bracewell. Drives it in, headed away there by Quinn. This is Kay. Safely back to Tony Norman. He'll be thankful for an early touch of the ball. And Scott getting up well. Had a tremendous season as Scott. Paul Bracewell doing the right thing on this slippery surface, playing it the way he was facing. John Kay. Back to Norman, 32-year-old goalkeeper. Sunderland's record signing, in fact, at £400,000. That was last season, signed from Hull City. Askew. He's really made an impression since his arrival from Hull as well. Here at St James's Park. Chance here for McGee. McGee setting Brock away. There's the cross coming in, headed away by McPhail. And that's the first corner of the match. 2 minutes into the game. And it goes to Newcastle United. Well, I think Askew was going across hoping to receive a short corner, but that didn't come off. And so it's Billy Askew to swing it across. Well taken by Norman. Well, he has a good reach, of course. He's 6'2". So, a throw for Newcastle United. This is Bjorn Christensen. Christensen got a touch there, picked up by Gates. And it really is slippery in that centre circle. Well played by Brock. Bradshaw's cross a little too deep. And hopes turn to frustration. Well, the sound in this famous old stadium can never have been louder. Never have they played a derby match with so much at stake. Askew. Nice touch by McGee. Return ball going through and Askew chasing. Stopped by John Kay. Norman getting good distance with his kick. And a chance for John Burridge to get into the game. 12 clean sheets this season for him. He's looking for his 13th tonight. Again, you saw the slippery conditions there as Gary Bennett lost his footing. The early pressure coming from the home side. Scott stretching a little there, but impeded as well. Free kick's being given. Aitken. Good run by McGee to pick that ball up. Christensen. Oh, lost it. Gabardini. But Christensen got back well there. And in the end, it was 5 defenders to 1 attacker. Long ball looking for Quinn. Stimpson. Stimpson, who's really come of age this season. And once again, it's Mark McGee doing the chasing.
We have an important message for Joe Ord
and a goal kick to Sunderland.
The reception office, Joe, which is situated in the main Melbourne stand. Joe Ord of Jarrow to the reception office in the Melbourne stand.
So 7 minutes of this game gone, and we're still waiting for the first shot on goal. Once again, use of elbows by Eric Gates halts that Sunderland charge. Sunderland have had some good results away from home in recent weeks. The 1-0 victory at Wolverhampton Wanderers was perhaps the most important. That really put them in to these playoffs. And a few days later they went away to Port Vale and secured another victory. 6 away wins, as I said, in their last 7 away games, and that's quite a convincing record. But Jim Smith points to Newcastle's superb home record as well. Stimpson gets the ball across. And the shot coming in on the turn from Roy Aitken. He just leant back as he struck the ball. And Kevin Brock once again in the thick of the action, setting up the opportunity. Askew. Stimpson. Christensen. Oh, good play by Christensen, being chased there by Bracewell. McGee's got space. There's McGee, a chance for the shot, and oh, he hit the post. McGee hit the post. Nine minutes on the clock, and the first real attack of the match. Beautifully developed. And Mark McGee, who scored 1 goal in his last 8 appearances, was so unlucky not to increase that tally then. Brought it down on his chest, struck it perfectly with the left foot, only to be denied by the woodwork. McGee again, just went the wrong side of Quinn. Oh, good win that by Stimpson. Gabardini coming in quickly on John Burridge. Headed away by McPhail. Touched wide by Owers. Kay trying to get it over the back of the defensive wall. Well, John Burridge making his 39th appearance of the season. Scott's challenge there on Marco Gabardini, penalised. Referee ruling that the attacker was charged in the back. Kay. Well, he found Eric Gates. Nice little touch from Eric Gates, but John Anderson did exceptionally well there to blocked Gabardini's passage. Free kick's been given anyway. Christensen, oof, took his eye off the ball. Gabardini, Stimson. Newcastle looking very sound at the back. A little bit of pushing there by Gary Bennett on Mark McGee. Well, Askew's got space to the left, but they're waiting for the big men to come up. Kevin Scott taking up position to the right. Quins to the left. Comes across to Stimson. Askew. Headed away by Kay. No handball, indicates the linesman to the referee. John Kay with the throw. Owers. Chance here for Gates, and Gates has scored! Eric Gates shoots Sunderland into the lead, and that's a very important goal indeed. The Sunderland fans rejoice. Newcastle are stunned. 13 minutes into the game then, and the first time that Sunderland have really pierced this Newcastle defence, and they finish with a goal. So it's Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 1, and now Newcastle know that they must win this game on goals tonight. A draw will not suffice to force a penalty shootout, because of course that rule that if the scores are still level after extra time, then away goals will count double. Askew. Stimson. Stimson doing well. Couldn't find McGee though. And Kay in a little bit of trouble. Askew. There's none battle harder than he. But what a great start for Sunderland. Hawk. Gates inside. Gabardini's in the middle. And that goal has certainly knocked the rhythm out of Newcastle United. Brock hustled out of it. Stimson's header. Askew doing well to knock that down for Scott. Gabardini, Stimson, Askew. And a late challenge there, penalised. George Courtney wanting a word with John Kay as well. I think for dissent. Headed there by Aitken. Bennett got his head to it. Armstrong. Gates. Good challenge there by Anderson. Quinn. You've yet to see him explode in this match. Christensen trying to power his way through the middle. Stimson now, Askew to his left in space. Could have delivered it a little earlier maybe and given Askew a little bit more space. Gabardini's touch, Scott's clearance, Bennett's header. Flag waving on the far side for offside, but the play continues. And a foot up there against the big man Scott. Kay's free kick. Free kick to Newcastle United. And Bennett pushing. Mark McGee gives away that free kick. Again, Kevin Scott moving into the 18-yard box. He's on the left this time, just going across past Quinn. In fact, he's going in front of him. Quinn trying to find a little bit of space. And that could be a corner, but the referee has given the goal kick. I think Roy Aitken left it believing that it was going out for a corner. So Tony Norman, the 6'2" Welshman, with the goal kick. Header by Scott. Kay getting it down the line. Stimson with the header, flicked on by Bjorn Christensen. Back heel from none other than Quinn. Oh, didn't quite get through to Brock. Bradshaw gets it to him this time though. Brock wants a winger. Can he get the cross in? Lays it back for Aitken. Aitken with the cross and hoisted away there by John McPhail at full stretch. In fact, sorry, it wasn't McPhail, it was Gary Owers at full stretch. And the pressure on the Sunderland goal again. Quinn at the far post. Met by McPhail. Askew's shot spins wide and out. And with 24 minutes left of this first half, the scoreline still reads Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 1. Christensen. A little bit of pushing there. Free kick's been given. It'll be Anderson to hoist it towards the Sunderland penalty area. Although Stimson's got space on this side. He was calling for the ball, he's moved inside now. So Anderson drives it in. Chance here, the shot coming in from Brock, and he didn't get hold of it at all. Well, this is not the first time that the Magpies have been embroiled in playoff situations, of course. Indeed, their very first promotion to Division 1 was achieved in 1898 after a series of test matches. That's what they called the playoffs in those days, test matches. Newcastle had finished second in the second division that season. They beat Stoke City 2-1, lost to them 1-0 away, and then lost at Blackburn Rovers 4-3 before winning the home leg of that game by 4-0. It was done on a sort of a league basis, and Stoke, Burnley and Newcastle, in fact, played in the first division the following season. Incidentally, that was the very last time that they operated the test match system. They decided to do away with it after that 1897-98 season. Whistle's gone. McGee unable to reach that one. Owers, the man who set up the goal. Gates, the man who took it. And a good return ball to Owers. There's the shot. Burridge goes down, just covering his left-hand post. Bennett. Christensen. Good throw from him. Bennett's header. Good turn by Gabardini. Gates caught by Scott. McGee taking on Kay, who's helped by Paul Bracewell, the number 7. Aitken quickly back to Stimson. Askew. A long ball across, but they didn't come in for it. Quinn's in the middle if he can get it in. And some bad defending there. Stimson got his head to that one. And he also wins the free kick. A little bit of elbowing going on. George Courtney sorting it out. The free kick is Newcastle United's, and it's in a very good position indeed. Just about 8 yards outside the Sunderland penalty area. Although maybe they would have preferred it with a little bit more angle than that. It's a straight shot. Kevin Brock, the man laying the ball down. Little Billy Askew just behind him. And Anderson also just to the right. Quinn peeling off the ball. Well, Kevin Brock tried to slot it into the top corner. Rather gave it a little bit too much air, and over the top it went. So 24 minutes gone, and still Sunderland holding that 1-goal lead. Scott missed it. This is Stimson. Gabardini. Gates. So good at turning his Gates, and it's the same combination. Burridge makes the save from Owers. And it nearly worked a second time. Gabardini swings it across. Oh, was that was very close to handball by Brock. Down goes Mark McGee. But Eric Gates just showed what a great little target man he is in that 18-yard box. He really does screen the ball well. Bennett's header. Christensen. Gates. And another good move developing here. This is Gabardini being chased by Scott. Anderson's providing the cover. And Gabardini gets round the outside. This is Anderson. Saves the corner. Good control that. But the clearance not good. And Sunderland gaining in confidence now. Askew. Quinn hasn't really got into this game yet, Quinn. And Newcastle playing a dangerous game there across their own lines. Hoisted away into touch by John McPhail. Bradshaw gets it back again. Off the head of Gordon Armstrong for a Newcastle throw. Christensen's got space in the middle if Anderson can get it across. Plays a good ball down the wing instead. Oh, and that cross looked like it was sweeping behind. It fooled Tony Norman in the goal as well. In fact, he's still remonstrating with the linesman on the far side that the ball was over. Stimson clashing with Gary Owers. The throw's been given. Taken by Bjorn Christensen, the Danish international. That final ball just not finding its man. "30 minutes of this game gone then. Still no change in that 1-0 scoreline. And a free kick for Sunderland. A little bit of time wasting there by Eric Gates. But referee George Courtney, I'm sure, will add time on for that. Paul Bracewell with the free kick then. Hoisted across by Agbula, former Southampton defender, and the shot on the turn by Gordon Armstrong, way off target. Flicked on there by Roy Aitken. This is John Kay. Got Owers to his right. In fact, Owers now dropping behind him. This one allowed through by Scott. I would think that Sunderland manager Dennis Smith is very pleased with the way his side have performed in this opening half hour. Gary Owers now making ground. A Geordie, of course, himself, born in Newcastle, but has spent his entire professional career with Sunderland. Anderson. Bradshaw back to Anderson. McGee got the touch. Quinn coming in on the blind side, but John Kay just got there first. A good run that by Quinn, made some 30 yards. Free kick given for that clumsy challenge by Gabardini. Anderson. Nice touch there by Aitken. Oh, good, important clearance that by Bennett, as far as Sunderland are concerned. And Armstrong sprays it wide. This is Hawke. Gates. Well, Darren Bradshaw felt that was going to be Newcastle's ball. Danger threatens. A good clearance there by Scott. That was vital. This is Kay again. Down he goes. The free kick's been given. It's just outside the box. Christensen certainly doesn't agree with that decision. And some anxious moments now for Newcastle United. They can't afford to fall further behind in this game. Just 11 minutes to the break. And the pendulum has swung in Sunderland's favour. Shot coming in, bent. Oh, it's a good 3 yards wide by Gordon Armstrong. Armstrong, of course, another Geordie, 22-year-old. In a recent North East poll, he was for Player of the Year. He received 3rd place. And a little bit of stupidity as we have an intruder on the field. Racing from one end to the other. Can't see the point of that, to be quite honest. Right across the field, because all that means is he'll see no more of this game. Askew now as the play continues. The police swarm round that culprit on the field. McGee, oh, again he didn't get his shot in cleanly. He fashioned the opening, dropped his shoulder to the left, moved to the right. Stimson's header. Kay. Nicely flicked on by Gabardini. Kevin Scott had it all under control. Bennett again pushing Mark McGee before he made the header. And George Courtney not letting anything slip by him here tonight. Roy Aitken looking for some support. Mark Stimson now to take the kick. And an easy catch in the end for Tony Norman. He waves everyone forward. The big kick coming up. Bradshaw. This is Brock. Bent the ball round, but McGee had to make an awful lot of ground there, and he's nearly done it. Bennett coming across to cover. But tremendous work by Mark McGee there to make that pass into something. Christensen going across to take the throw. Hoists it towards that 6-yard box. Oh, they've missed it. Chance here. McGee must score. Blocked by Norman. Quinn can't get it under control. Headed out again. Askew. Oh, Askew completely flattened there by John Kay. The Newcastle fans aroused. In the meantime, George Courtney laying down the law to John Kay. A Sunderland ad, but he served his apprenticeship with Arsenal and actually made 14 league appearances for the Gunners. The first yellow card of the night then. And it's John Kay who goes in the book. So Kevin Brock with a free kick. Quinn didn't get up for that one. Bradshaw. Well, he wanted to play it, make a positive pass, but they closed him down too quickly. So he did the sensible thing and knocked it back to Burridge. Aitken. Christensen. Aitken trying to continue that run. This is Owers. And that's a good ball from Scott. Another clash, and again it was John Kay involved. And it's the young fans that are getting heated rather than the players. The man injured, Roy Aitken, the former Glasgow Celtic and Scotland skipper. The man who now hopes to lead Newcastle United to Wembley. In this, his first season at St James's Park. 5 minutes left on the clock in this first half, but some stoppage time to add on. And almost an identical position to the last free kick. Again, it's Kevin Brock, the taker. Looking for Quinn. Oh, hooked away there by young Warren Hawke. This is Bradshaw. Quinn. Good turn by Quinn. And a good cross. Oh, and an acrobatic attempt there by Mark McGee. When maybe he should have left it to Kevin Brock, who was coming face on to the ball. But it's easy to make observations like that from up here. If it had gone in, it would have been the goal of the year. Just flicked over Stimson by Gary Owers. Scott. Bennett's header. Newcastle's throw. Quickly taken by little Billy Askew. Bennett doing well to hold up Mark McGee. And the free kick's being given to Sunderland. Bennett, formerly with Manchester City and Cardiff City, obviously not inclined to take it quickly. Leaves it, in fact, for John Kay. And this time, it's Gordon Armstrong who's pulled up for obstruction. Stimson, that was a good ball. Askew, such a tiger. Aitken quickly takes it. Christensen's on if they can knock it back. And once again, little Eric Gates doing well in the air. In fact, Darren Bradshaw seems to be limping quite badly. Still trying to shrug it off. Owers missed it. Bennett with the clearance. Bradshaw with the header. And it falls to Warren Hawke. But George Courtney's called the play back. Bradshaw. Anderson. Cavadini flicking it over Scott. Mark Stimpson was quick to realise the danger. Askew. Christensen. Stimpson, Askew to his left. A little misunderstanding there between Aitken and Mark McGee. Free kick then to be taken by John Kay. A minute left of normal time. Stimpson. Askew. Quinn. McGee getting it back to Quinn. Rather an awkward ball for him to deal with. A little bit of elbow use provides Sunderland with another free kick. Into stoppage time now in this first half. Askew. Askew again. Caught from behind. Owers. Oh, and he's dispossessed there by Quinn. The whistle's gone. Quinn pulled up for pushing. Jim Smith off his bench there, yelling instructions to Roy Aitken. Scott's header. Once again, George Courtney just checking his watch. And there it is. So Newcastle United go in trailing by 1-0. They have had their chances in a frantic first half, but one lapse at the back in the 13th minute allowed Owers the space to cross to Gates, and the England international duly obliged with the goal of the match. So 1-0 Sunderland lead at the half-time. There'll be some straight talking in the dressing rooms. It's Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 1.
One or two requests. Barry Chambers of Ellington.
Welcome back to the second half. Sunderland to get this game underway. And one wonders what the half-time chats will do for some of the players out there. No doubt Jim Smith has had a lot to say in his 10-minute break. And George Courtney already getting quickly onto the time-wasting tactics there, demanding that that throw be taken quickly. Well, it all hinges on the next 45 minutes as far as these two clubs are concerned. Newcastle United needing a goal at the moment to force extra time. But they must win on aggregate on the night because of that vital away goal that Eric Goetz scored in the 13th minute. This is Hours working his way through. Christensen, all cut out by Bracewell, and a chance here. Oh, a great save from Burridge. I think the flag was already up though, so it wouldn't have counted, but Burridge wasn't to know that. And a great shot coming in there from Marco Gabardini. And John Burridge showing just why he's been in the professional game so long, with a marvellous save. Brock. And Kevin Dillon operating in the middle of the field now, with Christensen playing at right back. Darren Bradshaw obviously didn't recover from that knock. Seemed to be an ankle injury that he was suffering from. Brock's in the middle of things. Askew can get it across. He does. Oh, well cut out by Norman. Askew just couldn't get enough leverage there to get that ball over the goalkeeper. Scott. Askew. Stimpson. Askew again. Looking for Quinn, the flag goes up for offside. Well, that was a very close thing. Quinn, the man charging through the middle. Kevin Brock to the right. And Ruben Agbula with the free kick. Came off the head of Gabardini. Gabardini again getting stuck in. Gates has had an impressive game here tonight. This is Bracewell, a man who's played twice at Wembley with Everton. And the free kick given to Sunderland. Kay making a break on the right, the ball delivered, but the referee wasn't satisfied. Kick wasn't taken from the correct position. This is Paul Bracewell. Anderson, that was an important header. Gates lurking just behind him. Agbula. Christensen keeping his eye on the ball. Needs some movement up front. Quinn getting in there quickly. Christensen. Askew a little too wide there to take that one. And it's John Kay now for Sunderland. Askew. Into touch by John Kay. Askew with a throw. Back to Stimson. Aitken wants the short one. Oh, that's a good ball through. The cross coming in from Dillon. But no pressure at all on Gordon Armstrong. He was allowed to let that ball bounce and then make his clearance. Stimson. Askew. Christensen coming in with a solid challenge there. Askew keeping it in play, did well. Stimson. The diving header there from Armstrong. And Gates finding space on that right. Gabardini's the man in the middle, and he's goal side of the defender, Christensen. Oh, Christensen got back well. Dillon's pass easily cut out, and Quinn's charge back penalised. In fact, the referee waving play on as Sunderland are still in possession. And George Courtney just had a quick word in Mick Quinn's ear. Sign of a good referee, that. Headed fiercely away by John McPhail. There's no width on the right at the moment. Christensen. Aitken waiting for some support. Aitken to Quinn. Bennett got above him. This is Paul Bracewell. Good ball for Gabardini. Gabardini deciding to have a run at Scott, getting past him. Burridge has stayed on his line. Oh, and a deflection there. Burridge did well to recover. But the second half, following very much in the vein of the first half. The pattern's the same, with Newcastle United doing the pressing and Sunderland looking very dangerous indeed on the break. Ruben Agbula. Flicked on by Hawke. Can Newcastle United fashion a goal here? Quinn's header, little thump in the back at the same time, and that's given an opportunity to Newcastle United. The free kick just 10 yards outside the 18-yard box. In fact, that wall far from 10 yards at the moment, that two-man wall, but Brock, ignoring that, swings it across, came off the head of Armstrong. This is Askew. Dillon. Oh, a chance here for McGee. Oh, and Norman did well. His heart must have been thumping 1,000 to the beat there, as Mark McGee seized almost on that back pass. Gabardini showing his skills there. And he really is fast once he gets away. But Newcastle have no alternative but to push forward. They're going to leave gaps at the back, because they've got to go in search of that vital goal. This is Brock, obstructed by Agbula, who claims, I was only standing here, but the linesman's flag went up immediately. Kevin Brock then, and Askew coming across to help out. In fact, it's Askew who slings it across, hooked away by Gabardini. Mark Stimson, formerly with Tottenham Hotspur. And a booking for dissent there, and frustration shown by Mark McGee. 25 goals he's got this season, but he hasn't been finding the net regularly in the closing stages. And there's the yellow card. That's for dissent. And Sunderland won't mind this at all. The minutes ticking away. Their position becoming even brighter on this damp, murky May night here at St James's Park. Stimson with a header. Scott. Anderson. Gates dispossessed there by a determined Roy Aitken. Away goes Warren Hawke. The more experienced Bjorn Christensen takes the ball away. Aitken pulled up for obstruction there. So John McPhail with the free kick. Looking for Gates. Scott just steps in front. Askew. Quinn, not a good layoff by Quinn, and Bennett gets it through to Gabardini. He's offside though, the flag's up on the far side. Well, Sunderland had the better of these aerial exchanges so far tonight. The flag goes up for offside as soon as Brock plays the ball in. The referee hasn't seen it. The linesman's put his flag down again now as Dillon gets that wide to Askew. In comes the cross. Scott's there, can't make it. This is Quinn. And he wins the corner off the legs of John McPhail. And the linesman's broken his flag. So a new one quickly obtained. That's what the hold-up is at the moment. He's back in position now. That's a good cross. Norman just gets a hand to it. This is Dillon. Up goes Gabardini. Good ball out to Askew. That's a good cross too. Norman's there, can't make it. Away by Bracewell. Christensen. Scott. And Eric Gates. Pulled up there for pulling. And this black and white tide will break towards this Sunderland goal again. Anderson in the thick of it. Corner given. Well, those cheers will turn to roars if Newcastle can get this one in. It's Askew with the kick. Again, deep. And that'll be another corner. No, the referee giving a goal kick. Off the head of Aitken, played forward by Scott. Bracewell gets it wide, stopped by Stimson. And Bracewell again over the top for Gabardini. This is where he's so dangerous, but that's a goal kick. Aitken going in with the elbow. Well, Mick Quinn's going to get told off about that. Well, the silly part about it is that it's their own time that they're wasting, because they're trailing by 1-0. Every second is valuable now. And they're just playing into Sunderland's hands by doing things like that. 28 minutes left to play. Sunderland still lead by 1-0. And with every minute, a Wembley date seems even more likely for the Wearsiders. Owers flattened. It's caused some problems on that right flank as Gary Owers, England under-21 squad, called him up this season. Didn't actually play in the game, but he was in the squad. Very promising player indeed, just 21. Gates, again a good turn by him. The referee didn't buy the dive though. Quinn, oh again not getting that pass through. Mick Quinn certainly doesn't look 100% fit. Gates. Oh, Gabardini getting round Anderson, who recovers brilliantly, and the final shot coming in from young Warren Hawke. Hawke just making his 12th senior appearance for Sunderland. Tonight was his 5th start for them. Safely back by Kevin Scott. Quinn beaten in the air by McPhail. Christensen throw. Have to go back. Get some distance on it. McGee, Brock. Oh, he tried to find Quinn. Bennett was there though. Scott, nice knock to Dillon. Dillon's cross, not quite good enough though. This is Stimson. And a good covering by Warren Hawke, the teenager. While Kevin Brock waited, he came in and acted. But it's Brock with the corner. A chance here, oh! And that ball wouldn't come down quick enough. Well, John Anderson a little unlucky there. The ball coming down to him in the 6-yard box. It just didn't come down quick enough for him to get a strike. Luck certainly not favouring Newcastle in the box tonight. It's not taking anything away from Sunderland, who are playing exceptionally well. Stimson. Quinn. Askew. Came off the head of the youngster Hawke. Fired in by Dillon there. Askew again. Calling for it out on that left flank, but it comes right to Kevin Brock. Stimson. Dillon with the touch. Important tackle that by Scott. And Newcastle beginning to put their game together now. Christensen out to Dillon. Can't lift the cross. Good bit of closing down there too by Kevin Brock. It's Ruben Agbula with the throw. Brock. Just knocked away from him by Hawke. Owers. Oh, Askew sold himself there. Owers coming in. Good play. Finds Gates. Gates fires. He's not going to beat Burridge from that range. Agbula. Warren Hawke. And Hawke flattened. Gets the free kick. In fact, I think he's suffering from a little bit of cramp. So Ruben Agbula, who made over 100 appearances for Southampton, knocks in the free kick. Met by Anderson. Gates, nice touch to Gabardini. There's the cross, Stimson's there, it must be a goal! Oh, Stimson did well to recover. And Gary Owers can't believe it. The goal was gaping. And Stimson recovered. So Sunderland get the corner when it could well have been the goal that knocked Newcastle United out of these playoffs. Owers with a flick. This is Owers again. Oh, just bounced a little too high for him. .20 minutes left for Newcastle United to pull this one out of the fire. Bennett's header. Forward by Bracewell. Christensen with time. Agboula's throw. Gabardini with a touch to Gates. Fine ball out to Garrioas, the danger man. Anderson got the touch. That's a corner to Sunderland. John Anderson, 30-year-old Dubliner. And a rather weary Eric Gates. He's 35 later this month, is Gates. Has come over to take the corner kick. Bennett's at the near post. Brock. Quinn. Another throw for Kevin Brock. In fact, he leaves it to Christensen. And that's a good one. Chance here for Dillon. Oh, and the setup was nearly perfect, not quite. This is Aitken. Quinn. Brock slipped just at the vital moment, but Warren Hawke lost control too, and that's a corner to Newcastle. So Billy Askew with the corner. That's not a bad ball for Stimpson. Came off Gabardini, I think. Roy Aitken with a throw. Quinn can't get it over. Stimpson can, though. McGee trying to make some space for himself. This is Askew. Well, that was a rather misplaced pass by Askew. He was looking for Brock. And it's Gates now. Gabardini. Trying to slot that one to Gordon Armstrong, who'd made a lot of room here on this left-hand side. But back come Newcastle in search of that vital equaliser. Askew. That's a better ball to Christensen. And Liam O'Brien warming up along the touchline now. Could be set for a call on here. Try and inject some fresh legs into the Newcastle team. They've worked hard all night. Things just don't seem to be going for them in front of goal. This is Gates. What a good turn. Christensen's pass. Not a good one, but Brock's made something out of it. Agboula getting back well, giving away the foul. Brock. Christensen. This is Aitken. Tried to play it on. Eric Gates. And again, Sunderland have got men over on that far side. That one rather hurriedly played forward by Armstrong. "75 minutes on the clock then. It's still Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 1. And they really need to find something. Oh, down goes Askew. Gabardini. And Scott penalised for that. Well, he seemed to play the ball. That's what it looked like from up here. But George Courtney, of course, much closer to the action. Just a stern word to Kevin Scott, the 23-year-old who's made such an impression here this season. Rejected by Middlesbrough after 1 year of his YTS scheme. He felt like giving the game up then, just as a 17-year-old. There's a guy called George Walker of Eppleton Colliery Welfare Club who really persuaded him to continue. And the outcome is that he's had a marvellous season here. Just one game away from Wembley, although now it's just 14 minutes away. And the emphasis on the opposition, unfortunately for him. Bennett got his boot to that one. Dillon. Askew. Stimson. This is Aitken. Stimson. Askew. His lack of inches let him down there. And we're going to have a substitution. It's Billy Askew who's going to come off. So Liam O'Brien comes into midfield with just 13 minutes left for play. Well, Askew's run himself into the ground here this evening. Corner kick. Quinn's at the far post. McGee and Aitken at the near post. Christensen. Handball by Gabardini. No, the referee wants the free kick to be taken. So, Mark Stimson. The header there from O'Brien. Well, that was nearly a startling entrance to the game. But Tony Norman quick to react. Scott. Bennett was late there. Got the angle of his approach wrong. No harm done. Kevin Brock perfectly all right. In comes the cross. Oh, just a little too hard. "11 minutes left for play." Gates gets it to Gary Owers. Gates with the flick. Came off Anderson. Corner saved by Burridge. Quinn. Christensen. Dillon. Stimson. Vital touch to that ball to stop Owers making ground there. Back come Newcastle. O'Brien. And away by Hawke. This is Christensen. McGee. And Agboola coming in very quickly indeed on McGee. The linesman gave the throw to Newcastle. George Courtney's given it the other way. Agboola claiming that there was a deflection off the Newcastle man. Scott's header. Agboola. Gabardini. Anderson getting in there. That was a good touch too. The forward momentum held up a bit there as Brock weaves circles. Christensen's on this right-hand side. Quinn. And all he can do is win the corner off John McPhail. Time running out for the Magpies. Kevin Brock. Away. Forward there by Dillon. Gabardini gets it into touch. And Sunderland clinging on to this one-goal lead of theirs. Dillon. Flags up on this side. Christensen. Went away from O'Brien, but he recovered well. Dillon, that'll be a goal kick. This is John Kay making ground and doing exceptionally well. In comes the cross. Anderson. Hawke. Back to Agboola. Gates. This is Hawke again. That one out of play. No. Stimpson on the ball. Picked off by Bennett. Owers. Norwich did well. Gabardini, as ever, storming in for that cross. Agboola's header. Warren Hawke beginning to find a little more space on this side as Newcastle commit more bodies to the attack. Gabardini now. Gates. Gabardini, a chance here for him to sew it up, and he's done that! 5 minutes left for play. The Gates-Gabardini combination works. And Sunderland are surely on their way to Wembley. fans storming on. They'll hold up proceedings, but there's no way they can change the scoreline. It's Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 2. And Newcastle United, a team that finished third in the second division table, look like they will have to spend at least another season down in this division. And their spirits must be pretty low now in those black and white shirts. There's people walking across the Sunderland 18-yard box. A man and his little boy and another fellow. The game continues. George Courtney's spotted it, but Agboola brings the ball away from that zone. Storming on from the far side again. Mr. Courtney's going to have to blow the whistle and bring both teams off. With just 3 minutes left to play on the clock. And they're trying to make to the other end of the ground where the Sunderland fans are. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I think it could well mean that Newcastle United might well have to put fences up, which is a tragedy. All mindless youngsters out there, no need for it at all. The police have reacted very sensibly. They've strung a wall across the pitch and are herding them back now towards the terracing. Well, we're back to normality as much as can be now. Strong presence of police around that Gallagate end, but George Courtney restarts the game with the drop ball. Just 3 minutes of time was left on the clock when he had to take both teams in. And of course, really the cause lost, barring a miracle now for Newcastle United. Less than 3 minutes to play. They need two goals to force extra time. And that's a tall order in a match in which Tony Norman really hasn't had a shot on target to save. And getting that one up away by Agboola. Christensen again showing that power and pace of his. Wins the corner off Paul Bracewell. A goal now might give them some glimmer of hope. Brock's cross. In come the bodies, just flicked away there by Owers. And a goal kick. Norman with the goal kick. Just flicked on there by Gabardini. Timed his jump well. Played that ball played inside Stimson. Burridge hoists it back into the Sunderland half. Bennett now. Dragged to the ground there by Quinn. Socks down around his ankles now. I'm sure that knee problem of his is giving him trouble. Certainly hasn't been the Mick Quinn that opened his account here at the beginning of this season against Leeds United. 36 goals he's contributed You'd give an awful lot for two of them, or three of them, to be here tonight. O'Brien. Up went John McPhail. And McPhail, Anderson, McPhail and Aitken, two Scots there, having a disagreement. Ruben Agbula then with the free kick, cut out by Aitken. Looking for Quinn, but there it is, it's all over. The players rush on, the fans storm on. So Newcastle United's dreams of a Wembley final and a possible place in Division 1 have been shattered. The Magpies, rocked out of their rhythm by Eric Gates's 13th minute strike, were never able to recapture their zest, while Sunderland's confidence blossomed. Quinn, Brock and McGee all had chances, but they lacked their usual cutting edge. Sunderland survived the inevitable Newcastle surge in the second half, and with 5 minutes to go, Gabardini made Sunderland's place at Wembley a certainty. The final score here then, on a very eventful evening, is Newcastle United 0, Sunderland 2.
Well, Dennis, a marvellous way to finish the league campaign at Wembley.
Well, we started the league campaign at Swindon with a 2-0 win. Hopefully we can finish the league campaign in the same way, because we've got Swindon in the final and we're looking forward to it.
What were your feelings after the first game at Roker Park when you failed to score and came away with a 0-0 draw?
Fairly confident, to be perfectly honest. We've now outplayed them in the 3 games. We thought that we could come away and win. We'd won 6 out of our previous 7 away games. We're very good at soaking pressure up and breaking, and we defend extremely well in those circumstances. We knew they would come at us. We thought we could soak it, and we knew that with Gates and Gabardini up front we would give people problems, and we achieved what we expected.
So really it went to plan tonight?
Yes, tonight went to plan. Saturday didn't quite, because we were hoping to, we expected to win at home, and if we'd have taken the chances on Sunday, we would have been in front then as well.
What has been the turnaround? Because at one stage of this season you were really in no man's land.
Well, we had a superb spell up to Christmas. I think we were about third, and we were in the quarterfinals of Littlewoods. But we've had a lot of injuries, a few suspensions, unfortunately, and I haven't got a very large squad. As you saw tonight, I mean, the youngster who played out wide, Warren Oak, that's his first league game this season. And, I have to rely on youngsters, and we've used 26, 27 players. And to achieve what we've done with using those many players has been a very commendable achievement.
Well, Eric, your final season in football as a professional, and you're going to end it at Wembley.
Yes, I mean, I've been saying it's going to be my final season, but I never know when it's going to end now. Great for it to finish like this, isn't it? Going back to Wembley. Could be my last game, who knows? So
there are doubts now, then?
Well, it is. I still feel well. What I've been thinking is, well, if I got injury or anything like that early on the season, I would be finished. But I'm enjoying the game. It depends on what comes next season now. After next game at Wembley, things will be sorted out. But I could be playing again next year.
Well, I'm sure that'll be good news for Sunderland fans, because you were really on top form out there this evening.
Yeah, I thought we were under cosh a bit, but over the couple of games we played, I think we, probably just about shaded it, deserved to go through. But, commiserations for Newcastle. Thought they put up a good fight and good character at the end, even when they've been beaten.
Well, tell us about that vital 13th minute goal.
Yeah, well, the last one I got was Santa Claus brought it about Christmas time, I think. So it's been a long wait. I can't really remember much about it. A couple of flick-ons and I was there with a group of people. Just got there before the goalkeeper, I think, and put it in. But well worth waiting for.
Of course, you've been at Wembley with Ipswich Town on that famous occasion. How does this rate with that one?
Well, I didn't really play. When they won the FA Cup, I was like 13th man. I couldn't really get on the side. But I played there with England. I made my debut for England there. Great feeling, and I'm really proud that I'm going back there with Sunderland Football Club. It's a great feeling for all the lads. While I've been here, I've seen some downs, but it's certainly hit a peak this year, and I'm pleased for everybody connected with the club.
Well, Marco, a great night for you and for Sunderland.
Yeah, that's an important thing. I mean, although I've got the second goal, Gates has got the first, it was a great night for all the team. Everyone's played well, defended well, and supporters have supported as well, so we're really happy.
What was the feeling when you drew 0-0 on Sunday?
Well, I mean, the second half of the season, our form's been a little bit like that. At home, we've been a little bit dicey, sneaking a win or a lot of draws. But away from home, we've been very convincing, and I don't know what it is. Just, I think when teams attack at us, we're good on the break, as we've shown tonight. We counter-attack very well, and it works in our favour.
Well, you've got tremendous pace, haven't you? And I thought Eric Gates had a particularly good game tonight as well.
Yeah, he was probably one of our best players on Sunday as well. And I mean, we rely on the rest of the lads, and we got a good service today, and they've defended well. And then he supplied me with a lot of good balls, which I've been able to get on the end of. I mean, probably on Sunday I could have maybe scored a couple. By my standards, maybe should have done better. But tonight we've got the important goals.
It's been a great season for you all round, hasn't it, with an England B cap as well?
Yeah, it's just, I keep saying it's rounded off, but we're not finished yet. I mean, the B cap was great, and hopefully I can go on from there. But, I mean, obviously, to help me do that is to get in the first division, so we're one step closer to that as well. I mean, we keep going into these things as underdogs and keep proving people wrong, so hopefully we can carry that on.
Tell us about that goal that really knocked the stuffing out of Newcastle.
Well, I've just seen it on the video down there, and I think I picked it up just outside the box, and Eric showed for me as usual, and just played a little 1-2 with him really. It wasn't sort of, he held it for a moment and released it just at the right time. I was going sort of on my poorer foot, my left foot, but I think the keeper had come across a little bit, managed to put it in the other corner. So just relieved to see it go in really, I mean, I think the first goal was more exciting because we're scoring one away from home. That makes it very difficult for them. They had to come out and score two to beat us. So I was probably got more excited about Eric's goal than I did about my own. That sort of was just the icing on the cake.
But what is it, 26 goals this season?
26, yeah, that's not bad, is it? Hopefully be a few more by the end of the season.
Well, Jim, you must be very, very disappointed.
Well, obviously, gutted really. I mean, we've had a great season, and then it's all fell apart in the last 2 or 3 games. Hard to bear in so much that you finished third in the league in a very competitive league, 46 games and 6 points clear. And when we need a little bit of green, it didn't. And we've had it up most of the season, obviously, and it didn't happen tonight.
Where do you think it went wrong in this playoff?
Well, I think when we can't blame him, Mark McGee particularly had great chances to put us in front, and they've been scoring goals all season. But in all fairness, the weakness we've had all season, that we've relied on Mark and Mickey to get us goals, and we didn't play well enough to give them enough chances, particularly at Sunderland. I think we had enough chances tonight to win the game, but nobody else is going to chip in with a goal.
Well, you say you had enough chances at Sunderland, but...
No, sorry, not at Sunderland. We didn't get the chance at Sunderland. We didn't create the chance at Sunderland, because you need that away goal, really.
That's what I was just about to mention. The away goal in this competition is so important, with the goals counting double on the event of a draw.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't count at the end of the day, but it would have been, much more confidence if you'd have gone in with an away goal, but we didn't. Having said that, we started at home on a equal basis, and we've beaten most teams at home this season, but we weren't good enough to beat Sunderland on the night.
It's been a great season overall, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, people only remember losing to Sunderland. They won't remember the 46 games where we finished third. And I feel sorry for the lads in that respect, because they've done a super job. We've changed, it's virtually a brand new team, and it's difficult to get it all gelled together in one season, but they've done pretty well. We've just got to roll our sleeves up, improve the team for next season.
What has been the most satisfying part for you?
Well, all the goals we've got, really, and we've let having when we lost 4 at Middlesbrough, if we hadn't lost 4 at Middlesbrough, we'd also got the best away record, which is crazy. Really, got the most goals and the least goals against us, still not gone up.
Yeah, you just had one little bad spell in mid-season, didn't you?
Well, we drew, and we've drawn too many games away from home, and there were games that we should have won. And I mean, it's all resulted on tonight, obviously, but in all fairness, we lost automatic promotion through the season, particularly in the early part of the season, where I think we've lost something like 14 points in the last 2 minutes.